Congratulations, another win. Was today all about patience?
Yeah, it was a tough game. They had a good game plan. It works well first half for them, but I'm glad that we managed to come back in the second half and win the game.
What was the conversation in the dressing room at half-time?
A bit of frustration. Manager was going, his head was like going for us, but it's something you need some time for, because I think first half the game was sloppy and we just were slow and just taking our time. Then last minute they managed to win the game, but we now more experienced. We can manage that situation, and I'm glad that we did.
Is that the kind of performance that champions are made of?
Yeah, because I don't think we played good today. I don't think, maybe second half we played a little bit, but first half we didn't play good at all. But that's, if you want to win the Champions League or the Premier League, you have to win that kind of games.
2 more goals for you. You're now joint 5th on the all-time Premier League scoring record with Sergio Aguero. Did you know that?
No, I knew about the record, but I didn't think about it while I was playing. But yeah, I know about the record. Yeah, it's a good record to be equalizing. Sergio is a great player. He was a legend here for the league, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, I'm happy about the win as well.
And a goal for Nunez. He's put a goal drought behind him. How important is that?
Very important. He's a very important player for us. I'm always there talking to him because his head sometimes gone, but he's very important. We need him, and you saw him also last game against PSG. He was very important when he came in to make a difference. So yeah, good for him.
Big week ahead. You ready?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well done today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You kind of almost run out of ways of describing Mo Salah, don't you? I mean, 2 special milestones for club. And for the Premier League all-time goal scorers list, he's unstoppable at the minute. The older he gets, it's almost he's getting sharper and better.
He really is. I mean, he's just his numbers are incredible. The consistency of the man since he's come to the Premier League with Liverpool is incredible, and he's had other experiences in the Premier League, and it didn't work out. But he obviously had a desire to show everyone that he is this little genius, and he's certainly showing everyone. I mean, they've got a good work ethic there at the football club. The new manager's done brilliantly by doing not a lot. But one thing he has done very, very well is got that man who's out of contract at the end of the season very, very happy at the club. Because I remember the back end of last season when he had that stand-up row at the Olympic Stadium with Jurgen Klopp. I thought it was the beginning of the end for Mo Salah. Thankfully for Liverpool fans and for their players, that he is fully part of their squad.
Yeah.
And he is pushing them in the right direction, and maybe they can win multiple trophies this season.
And he's got all the cards right now, hasn't he, when it comes to negotiations on this new deal, which it almost feels absurd that we're still talking about it with, just 10 or under games left of this season?
He's certainly, based on his performances, which is difficult to do, he's certainly managed to get a number of cards in his favour. I think, just adding to what Tim says, what's helped him this year a lot is the fact that there's a number of players there at Liverpool who have stepped up to another level. I think McAllister looks a different player this year. Gavin Birch, who we didn't see much of before, he's been huge for them this season. Players are able to bring off the bench. Speak about Endo, he barely plays. Most players can't do that. He's made a contribution. There's just so many players who have stepped up. And I think that helps the likes of Mo Salah. They dominate possession, they create opportunities, they get him the ball, and he's hugely talented, and that's when he thrives.
Well, let's look back at how Liverpool managed to come away with all 3 points. They came from behind in the second half. Now, before we see Darwin Núñez's goal that made it 1-1, I've got to ask you the question, should he have been on the pitch at that point after what we saw at the end of the first half with this challenge on Kyle Walker-Peters? Should it have been more than a yellow, Tim?
No, not for me. I think it's a yellow card. I think it's petulant. We don't like to see it. Players get very annoyed with them sort of tackles. But I think Mo said there, sometimes he loses his head and he has to talk to him. But sometimes they can let your team down. If you're not playing Southampton today, you could have let your side down there. But they've managed to calm him down at half-time. The manager's made the call. He must have thought, do I bring him off? Do I bring him off? Because we're 1-0 down and we go down to 10 men, it could be a problem for us. But he managed to keep him on. And to be fair to the lad, he stepped up and he scores the equaliser, and then he gets the penalty for Mo to put him ahead. So you have to give him credit, but I think it's really good for Arne Slot to say to him, there's a warning there. That's petulant. You can't be like that. You can get away with it playing the team at the bottom of the league, but you don't get away with it. You're playing midweek against PSG.
No.
Or you're playing the cup final against Newcastle next week and beyond. There's big trophies here to push for, so you don't need petulance within your squad.
I think the tackle's borderline though. I think we've seen those in the past. He's just kicked him. I think it's one of those ones that people sometimes call an orange. Like, you can't just kick people. He's not gone for the ball.
Yeah, but Liverpool's response was impressive in that second half, and it was Darwin Núñez with a fine finish, actually, wasn't it? Because all eyes on him, and the expectations were high, considering who they were playing this afternoon.
Yeah, and I think it's a really nice finish. He just gets right across the front there last minute. He's a powerful runner, so he really holds his run. He does well not to be too eager, because he knows that front post is where he needs to finish, but he needs to arrive as the ball arrives, and it's very easy to get drawn to the ball and move sooner. You see he's just very, very patient, and then at the very last second, see defenders there caught watching the ball. He just gets across the face, and it's a lovely little punch past the goalkeeper. Ramsdale, no chance. Really nice finish. Good
finish. Diaz does brilliantly. The pace is all on the ball. All he's got to do is get ahead of the defender, open up his side foot, and it goes in the bottom corner. Really, really good celebration from him. But then he shushes someone here. He just can't help himself. I don't know what that was all about. But look, he's a cult hero there from coming off the bench and scoring big goals. They always have that at Liverpool.
2 minutes later, he won the penalty.
He did, yeah. He gets his. He's always a threat because he's a big size. You know, he stays in the width of the goal there, and he just gets his body ahead of Smallbone, and it's a rash challenge, and without doubt, it's a penalty in my opinion.
Yeah, definite penalty. Just unfortunately, Smallbone thinks he's just going to get there first. He's no idea that Núñez is just off his shoulder. Yes, penalty.
He's clever, Núñez, because he knows all he has to do is get himself in front of Smallbone. And when this man steps up now, you just never think he's going to miss. You know, Ramsdale would have fancied his chances, as he always does, of saving penalties. But when Mo Salah steps up, just don't know where it's going to go. What I have noticed about his penalties of late, they all go high.
Yeah.
I mean, if the goalkeeper goes the right way, it's in the roof of the net. You can't jump out unless you're Superman. You can't jump up and stay up there.
And that was milestone one with that first penalty. Outright third then for Liverpool's all-time goal scorers, 243, above Gordon Hodgson. And it got even better because he got another penalty, of course. 86 minutes on the clock, and handball by Sugawara, and you can't really deny them that this was going to be a spot kick.
No, and he gets himself in a little bit of a pickle. He does well to track the run initially, and you see that he just slightly misjudges that bounce, and he panics because he thinks he's probably run by it, and he just swings. This is the best angle. You just see he brushes his elbow out towards it, and yeah, it's one of those really tough moments. The centre back, he knows that he's in trouble. He feels the pressure of, you know, he's just right on his shoulder, and I find that tough to watch as a centre back, because I've been there when you know you're in trouble, and unfortunately with VAR you can't get away with those anymore.
Good use of VAR, that, because not one player on that pitch appealed for a penalty.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, and Mo Salah steps up, almost the inevitable outcome once again.
I mean, it's cat and mouse. I mean, Ramsdale thinks he's going to go the same way again, and he doesn't. He just whips it across him, and the height again. If Ramsdale goes the right way, he still doesn't save it. Just can keep ticking them numbers up.
Fifth now on the Premier League's all-time goal scorers list, along with Sergio Aguero, 184 goals. And the start of a crucial few weeks, or few days, I should say, for Liverpool. Arne Slot says 3 finals on the way. Is that the best possible way to start it?
I mean, I think the Liverpool players feel like every game is just a game they have to win. They should win. Wednesday night was a really tough night for them. Watching that, they were really under pressure for large parts of the game, and you know, they found a way to come away with a result. Now they take that result home. I think they'll now feel like they can relax after today and look forward to Tuesday, knowing that they're at home, knowing that they've got this momentum, this good feeling amongst the group.
Yeah. Were you surprised that Salah actually started today, considering what's on the line on Tuesday night?
No, because I think when you're a manager like Arne Slot, who has a good relationship with his players, I thought he would have asked Mo Salah if he wanted to play today. He would have loved to have rested him. Virgil van Dijk would have been exactly the same. He would have had that conversation, and Mo would have said, well, we're playing a team at the bottom of the league. No, I'm OK. Yeah. Thankfully, for all that Liverpool squad, they've all come through this game today unscathed.
Yeah, and 16 points clear at the top. How significant is that, albeit with the fact that Arsenal have got 2 games in hand?
I think it's very significant. I think what's even more significant, though, is the form that they're in. It's just so hard to, you know, they literally feel like they have the best 11, they have the best squad, they have the best form. you just can't see in any way how they won't go on and win the league, certainly, and they're in a great position, you know, for other competitions, and the fact that the Champions League will be the big one that they would also love to be champions of too.
Well, from one Scotland captain to another, because we can now hear from the Liverpool dressing room. Andy Robertson joins us now from Anfield. Andy, very well done today. Huge win. It's another box ticked, I suppose, towards the title. The unbeaten run keeps on going. You had to do it the hard way, though, didn't you?
Yeah, it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy afternoon. I think first half, you know, I thought we started the game well, first 5-10 minutes, but then I thought we gave them the confidence. They started building into the game, gave them a few corners, gave them a goal that shouldn't really happen, and then, you know, we've got an uphill battle from there. But I thought the lads were excellent second half. I thought we showed the reaction, we brought the energy, and luckily we got the 3 points in the end.
What was it at half time? Because it felt like it was a pretty sluggish first half from Liverpool.
Couldn't tell you. I was running about the pitch trying to get warm, so I missed the half-time team talk. But I think the manager's message to me, Maka and Harvey, was to bring energy. So I'm guessing it was along the lines of, there was nowhere near enough energy, nowhere near enough, in our press or on the ball. We were too slow, and we had to up it. And I think all the lads did that second half. I think we helped obviously do that, but I think everyone else reacted as well, and I thought second half was a lot more like us.
And it's 16 points clear at the top of the table, albeit the fact that Arsenal have got 2 games in hand. I have to ask you, is that one finger on the title?
You can say that. I've been in title races before that, I've not ended up with the trophy and things like that. So we've came through a really intense period of time. It's been really tough, probably since January through to now, and that's us done in the league now, which is, obviously we don't play into the league until another probably 3.5 weeks now, so we can kind of forget about the league a little bit just now, and obviously we've got a massive game Tuesday and then cup final on Sunday. But look, we're in a fantastic position. We can't deny that. We've put ourselves there. We've kept working hard. We've kept picking up points when it matters most, and we have to keep doing that, because what have we got? We've got 9 games left, 8 games left, and we have to keep pushing, and we have to play better than we did in the first half. That's for sure, to keep picking up the points, and hopefully by the end of May we can have our hands on the trophy.
Yeah, as you said, it's a staff time in our feature match on Goal Rush, and what a scoreline from Anfield. League leaders Liverpool trailing at home to bottom club Southampton. Rachel Coursey, Tim Sherwood are with me. Who would have seen this coming after 45 minutes, Rachel?
Well, I think nobody. That being said, I think it's an awkward one for Liverpool. I think we spoke about off air. It's difficult when you come off the back Champions League, great win in Paris, and then you face a team that everyone expects you to just turn over easily, and it's not always like that. 58
points between the two sides at the start of play. Well, now there's 1 goal in it, and that's to the Saints, Tim.
Yeah, only in the Premier League that can happen. Only. But I don't see them holding out. I really don't. But
Oh, come on, let them enjoy the moment.
Well,
for now.
I'm letting them enjoy the 1-0 at the moment, but Liverpool will still be odds on to win this football match, because they have to change something. Darwin Núñez cannot stay on the pitch now. He has to come off the pitch, and he's waited for a chance, and there are going to be some changes, and Liverpool got some very exciting changes to make.
Well, if that's to come, what's just happened is quite incredible. 46 minutes on the clock, and there's a bit of confusion here. Alisson's involved, Van Dijk as well, Rachel.
Yeah, well, Van Dijk's trying to usher it back to Alisson and just anticipates he's going to pick it up. And, there's a few runners, there's a few players in the way, and I think Alisson almost gets... He just hesitates for that second, and it allows the ball to just break loose. You see him there, and I think no one's more surprised than Will Smallbone that, you see him in the celebration. He's shocked himself, but it's a good finish in the end.
Yeah,
he just has the composure to sort of take a second. He doesn't sort of rush. You see there, he just opens his body up and thinks, I've got an angle here, shoots, scores.
Sloppy. Complacency. If they're playing against Arsenal there, then Van Dijk kicks that one out. I think Alisson has to be braver. He has to come out of his hands. He was doing brilliant in midweek. That counts for nothing now. Yeah. You're playing against a team at the bottom of the league. You have to come out and be brave and save that. Núñez starts it off because he doesn't want to chase Smallbone. It was a comedy of errors from Liverpool's point of view. It's the life of a goalkeeper in many ways, isn't it? What we saw against PSG from Alisson, and now that. But was there a foul from number 18, Mateus Fernandes, on Alisson? No, not for me. I thought it was a foul from the other side. I thought Alisson does him, really. I think you see it from a different angle.
There he is.
Look, he comes in, there is some contact there, but Alisson has to come out. I mean, he knows the collision's coming there, and he just puts his body there and encourages the contact. He doesn't appeal for it. I just think he has to be braver there. He has to come out and smother that ball, or Van Dijk has to kick it into the cop.
Yeah. For Darwin Núñez, it's a chance for him to try and impress. No goal in all competitions for Liverpool in 10 games, and he ended that first half with a yellow card to his name, Rachel. This is clearly frustration, right? Getting the better of him?
Yeah, but I also think that's really, really petulant, because you're in a situation where you're getting the opportunity to start the game and you're 1-0 down. You can understand why that's in some ways frustrating, but I think that's crazy. You know, that's not a tackle. He's just decided he's going to just have a swipe at his legs, and the way he catches him, it's not necessarily one that's going to cause that much damage, but it's not nice. That's not necessary at all.
And Tim, as you've mentioned, you think that should be his last involvement, really?
If I'm Arnie Slot, I'm bringing him off.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not too happy with him anyway. You know, when you read some of the comments, I just think now that's the end of his game. He gives the manager an excuse to take him off the field. That's petulant. You know, and I think the reason he's done it is frustration, because he'd let his runner go. You know, Smallbone was his man. He lets him run, and I think his teammates told him about that. That's why he's so frustrated. A minute after he does that, no good.
Right.
I imagine there might be some viewers switching over to us at this stage from the rugby to be greeted by a scoreline of Liverpool 0, Southampton 1, and that is the correct scoreline. We're as shocked as you are, but to be fair, Southampton have been absolutely top value for this half-time score. What a moment for Will Smallbone, Shane.
Yeah, delighted for him. He's a brilliant player. In training, he's the best player in any five-a-side, and you know, the bit of havoc here thrown behind from Manning. Will just pressures Fernandes come across and mix up between Virgil and Becker in goal, and the eyes here is brilliant.
Clever finish, isn't it?
Yeah, he kind of sells everybody. Even Virgil kind of steps up thinking he's going to pass it across. Nobody thinks he's going to shoot from there, and he slots it through Becker's legs. It's a great finish, and no more than they deserve. I think they've been good quality for this lead.
This is a good angle, I think, for the finish, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Virgil's got to deal with it, if I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah.
He's got to clear his lines. He's shouting on Alisson to come, but Alisson's the one in charge. But you know, he should clear his lines and then, you know, defend the corner. There's a bit of a mix-up. Alisson doesn't gallery. But I like this bit now with Smallbone. He's looking for a player. He's looking for a player really clever, really intelligent, and he just reverses it through his legs. It's a great finish. I love it.
He's a good player to play with, Smallbone.
Brilliant, yeah, brilliant. As I said, in the five-a-side in training, he's the one that will control the game.
Dictates everything.
Oh, his right foot is a one, and he just spreads the ball so well. So it's nice to see him do well.
Yeah, and he played well overall, as did Ryan Manning. Actually, our two Irish lads are playing well. Southampton generally created quite a bit.
Yeah, they've been playing really well. I mean, Liverpool have been a bit flat. They've had quite a few corners as well. This one's Howard Bellis, you know, delivery, I think, from Smallbone. And they've I think Shane mentioned before the game about, you know, when you're rock bottom of the league, you're sort of nearly playing with your freedom. You know, the pressure's kind of off, and it feels like Southampton are playing that way today. And Suleiman, of course, his pace, he's so tricky on the left wing, and you think he's running that Trent every time he gets an opportunity. There's another chance from the corner, comes to the edge of the box. He's Fernandes with a shot. I think a relatively easy enough save from Alisson, but at the same time, they're knocking on the door.
And their confidence is building all the time.
Well, we kind of thought it would be the other way around. Liverpool knocking on the door, you know, loads of chances, you know, Ramsdale making loads of saves and sort of Southampton hanging on. But they've come to Anfield and really not been fazed by it again. Another corner conceded. Liverpool look a bit flat, and sitting at half-time, you think, should he have freshened it for the game on Tuesday, or should he just freshen it for today's game? Because they just look a bit flat, as if, you know, they've sort of got their minds in a false sense of security. This will be easy, Southampton at home, but it's far from easy.
We can have a look at what they have created, Liverpool, but you'd have to say mostly kind of half chances.
Yeah, very slim pickings here. You know, ball across the Diaz here. He's I don't know. Southampton are doing well at frustrating them. They're dropping back in. It's kind of a half snapshot here. This is probably I think the best chance they've had. It's a good player on the edge of the box, across the box here. Finally falls to Jones, and it's an unlucky finish. He clips the post here. But everything else has been a bit, erratic in front of goal, which is not like Liverpool. You know, great feet here from Gravenberch again. Good block. Trent has a snapshot as well. Good save. You know, out and spotted the ball. You can see Southampton, look how deep they are. They don't have a striker, whatever formation they're playing. They're just, just really frustrating Liverpool. Again, a half chance over the crossbar. Nothing really to write home about. And running at the defence here, this is when you think it's open. You think, go on, Diaz on that right foot, and I can't say anything because
you've never missed a chance like that. I'm sure you can see how frustrated Andy Slot is. Has he been a bit outfoxed a little bit by Southampton?
I don't know if the word's outfoxed. I just think sometimes it's, you know, he's up in the stand. There's not much he can do from there, but you can see how frustrated he is with that shot. But I think that he's frustrated with the full first half performance. I'm not sure what he's saying right now, but I think he'll be giving him a bit of a rollicking to get them going second half. Okay.